when you were pretty straightforward in what you were wanting from the team. Did they deliver?
Yeah, I thought so. We were a bit scratchy at the start. In the middle of that first half, we gave them a bit of possession, but to the credit, the boys defended really well. We were disappointed in last year's defensive effort. Today was really good, that first half. I think that's what they bounced out of that. New Zealand gave them their best shot, and the guys came back from it. But we had one thing in offence and defence to do, and they did it pretty well all night. So our coaching staff's pretty happy with that.
Much more patience, particularly in the backs. Do you think that sort of set it up for you as well? You didn't seem to be rushing too many things early on.
No, I had a few things to say in the box over one or two things. We did have a couple of brain explosions. We probably could have settled and threw a few silly passes, and our kicking game could have been better in a few spots. But I mean, overall, they stuck pretty hard to what we wanted to do. But I think in 2 days, and you bring together a squad, and coaches want one thing that you've been working with your club with for years, and they don't always deliver it. It gets a bit frustrating. But I think overall the framework was followed, and the guys, I think, as I said, they delivered the two main things that the coaches asked for, and that was I think that, and as like you said, the grit on the line that they showed for each other was the secret.
At their highest, were you happy with the way that the blokes stood up there?
Oh yeah, I think we made that point. But I think New Zealand always come out hard, and they were going to throw plenty at us, and in the forwards in particular, they threw plenty at Lockie and Jonathan on the edges as well, and they handled it really well. But it was just the way they held together. I think that's the true grit in a side that you're really looking for, and they showed that. And that's been placed in the side well before I got here. As like you said, they've been together for a while, so they stood together here tonight.
Team 16-6 at half time was a pretty fair score.
It's a test match, yeah. I think we kept them to one try, and the possession was well and truly in their favour that first half. We built some more possession. We talked about at half time. We needed to build some more possession to take that sting out of it and not start poorly. They started very well in the World Cup final last year in the second half. We came out and come up with points, drove hard. It was the very first set of the second half that actually laid the platform. We made them kick long under pressure. Billy brought it back to our 40 almost on the first tackle. That was the way we needed to start that second half, and they did. There were some great things and a couple of brain explosions, but overall the great things outweigh the brain explosions. But he's certainly testing them every time he gets involved. It's at 100 mile an hour, and I like that.
Are you concerned at all? There's been some talk about his tackling on Sam Ferret when Sam Ferret scored the try, and the referee talked about knees. Did you see anything to worry about that?
I think the knees hit the ground. They didn't hit the man particularly. It's. I don't know. I had a bit of a look at it without a close look at it. I don't think there's anything in it for him. It was good in the middle of the game when the big fellas, Petro and Price, he did a lot of work early, and then just at that period we got him on, and he was involved in a lot of that extra hard work. He carried the ball really well. His leg speed was very important for us in the middle of the ruck there. But he had a very good game.
A try by Darius Boyd is up there with some of the best wingers tries you've seen.
Yeah, it was. It was the one in the corner you're talking about there. Yeah, it was a good try. We got the benefit of the doubt. I thought the one in the far corner was a try. That the Beast made what I thought was a bad read, and we scored in the corner. So that'll be one to talk about. I thought that was well executed short side play. But no, there was some good points in us, and a lot of it was done by being well executed rather than just the individual effort. Which what we talked about, we wanted to play better as a team rather than just rely on the individual efforts of or the individual talent of each player. So and there was some good signs there, I thought, today. But he's all right. Yeah, he's tough. Well, he run a good line. It's a line that's a brave line. You've got to run in there, and he run it hard. And a few of the boys took a pounding going, But I think the challenge was our forwards needed to stand up. I mean, we all know we've got a great back line, but without that platform. So even though he lost the ball, it was a good shot, and I can tell you the boys muscled up in the next set for him, which was a good sign too. They put the pressure right back on New Zealand in that next set. So he's buffed by nickname and buffed by attitude. He's all right.
Yeah. Enjoyed a few bragging rights, getting back to the top.
Well, it would have been murder next week, I can tell you, if it had gone the other way. That's for sure. And Royce and I might have missed the boat to England at the end of the year too, just quietly. No, look, that's not an issue. I mean, the game. Once the game was over, everyone, all the boys from the two different clubs, they shook each other's hands, and there's plenty of club mates playing in both games, and we're no different, him and I. So, but for tonight, we enjoyed it as the Australian side.
For you with knock-ons and penalties, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, the penalty count I think was 3-3 at half time or something. So we come out and got a few penalties, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was that so much, but we certainly went out there to put pressure on their key players and to try and force some errors out of them. So I think a lot of the errors were forced errors, as in the speed of our line and the pressure that we were placing on the 7 and the 6 and the 9. I'd like to think that it was, we caused a fair bit of that.